How's it going there, guys? My name is Double E. Today I'm going to be talking about something that I'm pretty sure that everybody's had to struggle with at some point during their lives, well, their adult lives, and that's working in retail, working in like fast food or anything like that. Some of the struggles that you come across and some of the pet peeves that you may have to deal with. Now, if you guys are of a younger audience and you've not gone out into the big bad world yet, this may not relate to you, but I thought I'd talk through some of the things that I, as well personally, have had happen to me when I've been working in retail. So without further ado, let's begin. So the main common problem with when you're working in retail is that if something goes wrong, it is automatically your fault. It's not like the company's fault, it's you, the one person that's like happens to be in the range of that person, of the customer. If something goes wrong, it's all on you. Or if they don't like the price of something, like you could be selling somebody something and it's like, let's say like a milkshake's like £1.50, and you say, would you like to, would you like a large for an extra 20p? And you're like, well, how much is that? It's like, well, that's £1.70 for a large, £1.50 for a medium. And then they give you like a horrible look and they say something like, well, if I'm gonna get ripped off, I might as well get a large. It's like, mate, I didn't make the prices, all right? And the worst thing is, a lot of these people have kids that are like right there. So it's like, yeah, they're really setting a good example by being rude as heck towards, a person who's just trying to make some money, just trying to like earn their way in life. I mean, a lot of the times when you're working in retail, sometimes you get you get put along with people that are, who just don't want to work, who are on the dole. You kind of get put on that level. When people who, go to job seekers, but they don't look for jobs and they kind of just like sponge off society. Yeah, for some strange reason, if you work in like certain retail stores, mainly fast food, this seems to happen in, you get, put in the same, tarred with the same brush as them. I don't understand that. It's like, there's a huge difference. If you're working in, even if it's like fast food, even for you people that, if you're working like KFC or that, it's like, look, you're earning a living. It's like you're trying to do something to earn a bit of money and contribute to society. So I apologize, if I'm just trying to earn some freaking money. You don't need to talk down to me like I'm a POS. Also, what you'll tend to see as well, back onto the topic of like parents and kids, you'll tend to see like kids running amok, parents not doing anything, only for them to like, after about 5 minutes of this kid terrorizing you, like say if you're trying to stack a shelf and this kid's going absolutely ham, only for the parent then to after like 5 minutes after talking to like their mate, will turn around, slap the kid on the back of the head, F and Jeff at them in the store and tell them, oh, stop pissing around and stop messing around. And, a lot of the time it's very, very vulgar, swearing at their kids. That's the type of society that we're in nowadays, ladies and gentlemen, where it's a case of, as a parent, you can let your kid run riot, and then because you're not doing anything and you're not really teaching them a little bit of values, when you decide, oh yeah, well, I'll do something now, you can just slap him in the side of the head and call him a little bastard. It's really, it's kind of horrible to watch. I mean, for me personally, that's not how I was raised. I was raised to, have a bit of manners, know what you're doing, raised from a young age, the do's and don'ts, what you are allowed and what you're not allowed to do. Another thing that kind of frustrates me is that you always get the same jokes or the same snide comments when you're doing something. Like say if a customer pulls up at the drive-thru and you're like, oh, just be a minute, we'll just be a minute with your food. And then they look at you and they go, I thought this was fast food. It's like, are you serious? And the thing is, the person that's just made that snide comment is about £300 sitting in the front of the car. They've ordered like 5 customized Big Mac meals and it's all just for them. And these are the people that are like, right, I'll have a Big Mac, I'll have one without lettuce, I'll have one without cheese. They have all these specific orders, and then they get angry at you because you're having to tailor make these because it's not ready for them by the time that they've driven from one window to the next. It's not there prepared for them. It's like, look, the world doesn't revolve around you. You might have your own gravitational pull, madame, but that's not how it works. We've got a lot of people in store, that's waiting They're waiting on this stuff. And I'm pretty sure as well, if you work at something like Starbucks or any coffee franchise, and you turn around and you say something like, oh, you know, do you need any sugars or sweeteners? And they just kind of look at you and make that same joke. They go, no thanks, I'm sweet enough as it is. I don't really think so, because you've just left a sour taste in my mouth with that really overused joke. And I've just left a horrible taste in mine for using that sour taste joke thing. But I hate that. I mean, I know it's not really something that's really, you know, oh, horrible. But I mean, come on, man. That's just a little bit frustrating from time to time. It's like, oh, I'm sweet enough as it is. I don't really care how sweet you are. Do you need tea? You know, do you need sugar for your coffee, mate? Also, another thing that just really frustrates me is that, like, you know, it's like you get customers. You know, the whole entire customers are always right too. Well, yeah, you have to get to the mindset where customers are always right. But then it kind of reaches the point where they're like, I can talk down to you because I am said customer. You will do and you will adhere to my needs as I see fit. So you automatically can be spoken to like a POS, and you can't really do anything. You talk back to a customer, you know, they'll go to your manager. Then your manager will, you know, take you into the office, give you a disciplinary, because it's going to be your fault. So you've got to stand there and take this abuse from people. Drunken people is another pet peeve. I had to deal with a lot of them when I worked up. When I used to work for the co-op, that was like years ago. A lot of the times it was always the same time, weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It was always like the last hour or two, and you get them wobbling in the last minute, and they're just like, "Oh, where's the Buckfast?" or "Where's the, you know, where's the vodka?" And this is something as well, right? When people turn around and go, "Oh, look, Smirnoff's on offer, but I can't drink that stuff. I prefer the cheap stuff." It's like, well, technically now that's cheaper than what you usually get. So why don't you just? I don't understand. All vodka tastes the same to me, but that's a completely different thing. You know, I don't really drink nowhere near as much for personal reasons. But it's like you get the drunks coming in, and then they come to your till with this big bottle of, you know, whatever they've ordered, and they're standing there, and you're not allowed to serve them, right? Because they're absolutely wasted, and you have the horrible task of turning around and saying, "I'm sorry, but I can't, you know, I can't serve you that alcohol," and then explaining to this person who's getting more and more wound up because you're not giving them their alcohol when technically you're not allowed to. It's against the law, but they don't really care because they're drunk as fuck. Or as well when they're trying to get like free stuff. You know, it's like, oh, you know, I've not got the money on me. I've got like, you know, can you just let it slide? I'm really hungry. So am I. I've not had my break for like 3 hours. I'm starving. You know what I mean? I can't give you that. That comes out of my pocket. You know what I mean? Especially when, as well, when people try and swindle you anyway, even when they're sober. Like, oh, I don't, you know, it's like, oh, that'll be like, you know, £5. And then they're like, oh, I don't quite have, you know, I don't have enough. I've only got about £3.50. And as they've opened up their wallet, there's a £10 note sitting at the top. It's like, oh, all right, mate. Well, you can't have that. You know, it's like they kind of expect you to just give them, you know, give them cheeky free stuff. That's not how it works. The only place you get free stuff in life is on Steam and occasionally on Xbox and PS4. Although to be fair, side note, the free games on PS4 that you get, you know, with your monthly membership, they're fucking crap. I'm sorry, but they suck. Compared to the Xbox ones, you get some decent games. The PS4, you get shit games that you wouldn't even look at. Games I didn't even know were already on the store. You know what I mean? But yeah, I thought I'd do a different type of video today. Take a little bit of a break from playing video games. Kind of talk about something that, you know, I thought maybe needs to get across. So if you guys, you know, going into any retail place, any job, you know, any place to buy something, whether it be like Argos, you know, Aldi, Lidl, things like that. People were, you know, places where, you know, you're going to purchase something. And if it doesn't go to plan, don't get hostile with the guy behind the counter. The guy, the girl, you know, whoever's working there, right? They're just trying to get, you know, they're just trying to earn their living, right? So if something ain't going right, don't have a go at them. It's not their fault. You know, if the prices is too high, ain't their fault. They have to set those prices, so don't be a douchebag about it. Even if you're driving around in a great big freaking, big expensive car, because you're working in a big office, drinking Starbucks, you know, don't forget somebody had to pour that Starbucks for you. And they can easily beat one out into it. Well, no, they can't because it's against the law. But thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Until next time, we'll catch you guys later.